When we took out Cynthia, she triggered something, some contingency plan by Weyland Yutani. Now Esther's seeing gravity and power distortions under the surface of LV-895. You're going back into the ruins to find the source.
Regulations prohibit taking aboard xenomorphic parasites. Any of you come back with a makeout buddy, my lock stays sealed.
Fireteam, we need to locate the anomaly. I got Esther and Doc Honecker on the line for assist.
I just speak into this. Okay.
Listen.
Hello.
The gravity distortions are increasing. I recommend haste.
Lot of bugs down here. Must be Cynthia's experiments. More behind!
What am I looking at here? Who built this?
There are holograms on the far end of the room. Might we investigate?
Not a lot of time to screw around, S. Be fast.
A synthetic. Perhaps I can recover its final directives.
Fireteam, watch behind! Drone Zeno, watch the hole!
Before she perished, Cynthia had her forces scan carvings throughout the complex.
What for? Can you read them?
Not without the transliteration to begin from.
The wall. More carvings.
Drop a LiDAR scanner for S. She can work on a translation later.
Catching up. Aid kit's here.
There is a commonality. A sequence shared with the first set.
I got signals! Closing fast! Scanner must have pissed him off somehow!
Grabbing ammo. Rearm.
They sent in a big boy!
Grabbing ammo.
How many Xenos are down here?
The exit is sealed by Wayland devices. A moment, please.
Hold while she works!
How did they get human tech to work with this door?
Clearly, Wayland Yutani studied this complex for years. Long before you arrived, Doctor.
Hear that?
Sergeant, it is possible Cynthia's interest in these carvings is related to the anomaly.
Fireteam, scan the carvings, fast, and be ready for bugs.
I fear there are no patterns I can match.
Bugs got stirred up again! Xenos, on your ass!
Bypassing deck. Bypassing deck.
Good to go? Hope it was worth it.
Ever heard of Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway? They claimed life on Earth was seeded by another race. I read about them on conspiracy sites. Their papers have been out of print for a century. A cautionary tale in my field.
Listen.
There is a magnetic anomaly nearby. Might you investigate?
Grabbing ammo.
Fine. Last one. Then we focus on the big anomaly.
What is this?
It's got an ass load of carvings. Get scanning, Fireteam.
Those jars.
We already had these symbols. Perhaps another? I have logged a number of characters. We still require a key to translate them.
Dinos!
The jars. That's what the pathogen came stored in. The experiments we ran, the mutations, all from those. But there's so few, and empty. Where are the rest?
We on.
Huh. That's different. Different construction, same spinners. Esther, what are the big, intestinal tracts?
Insufficient data to speculate.
It's alien. We can't make any assumptions. The far platform. There's Wayland equipment around it.
Fireteam, secure the room! The door head's sealed. Check the Wayland shit. I bet Cynthia did it.
Grabbing ammo.
Wayland Yutani has interfaced with a non-human instrumentality.
It could control the doors. Fireteam, rig a connection for Esther.
Accessing the Wayland Yutani translation matrix. There is a remarkable amount of data here. Stand by. Transliteration. Stand by.
Grabbing ammo.
But it requires a series of commands. I am attempting to determine the requirements.
That gravity anomaly is getting stronger. Let's see what Cynthia left for us to deal with.
Cynthia's notes contain a term for the builders of this facility.
Get moving, Marines. Things are getting weirder down below. You have to reach that anomaly. I don't know what we found under LV-895, who built that place, or what it's for. The distortions and anomalies Cynthia started are still growing. Something's warming up. We need to know what. Get down there and find out.
The gravitational anomaly continues to intensify. Locating the source is imperative.
Stay frosty. We know there's Xenos.
Well,
God knows what else Cynthia had.
And that alien equipment. Who knows what it does? Be careful.
hear that?
Incoming Xenos! Burn them down! Secure. What are we looking at in here, Doc?
It could be, I mean, with that structure. I have no idea.
Head right? It's in that direction-ish. You'll find it. Gross. Bugs from the far side!
Assistance required.
Endeavour just detected a burst of 511 kilo electron volt gamma rays from within the gravitic anomaly.
Sounds like something just turned on.
Grabbing ammo.
guessing the route, sending you in the general direction. These halls are nuts. Negative ID. Can you see them?
There is an instrumentality across the room.
Clean out the Xenos first.
I will try to acquire a facility layout. Hit only the controls I specify.
Fireteam, set up a perimeter. It could take her a while.
Boy.
Farthest left, center right, center top. Analyzing output. Stand by.
Grabbing ammo. Grabbing ammo.
Find a local map. Please head up the ramp.
Box on the bridge! Hose them down! Yo, Honecker, anything you can tell us about who built this place?
Yeah, those controls you used seem partly biological. I wonder how much.
Signal signals. Get a camera on. Missed them.
I saw no evidence of xenomorph physiology.
Maybe it's local life? Or rats. Paula Station had rats.
Swarm boiling up. From the right, watch the center pipes. Drone, watch the approach.
There is an unusual power signature nearby, similar to emissions within the anomaly. Might you set up a scanner?
Rearming. Patching up. Grabbing ammo.
The structure on the ceiling. Over the scanner.
Hold that. Xeno's incoming. Check 6. So, what's that on the ceiling?
A biological energy capacitor. A living battery.
We're near the end of the layout Esther grabbed. Use the, squishy thing in that room.
Farthest left, center right, center top. Stand by. Recording the output.
Grabbing ammo.
Bypassing deck.
Again,
Rearming.
I fear I could only extract a local layout.
She's modest. A good university department would take months to do that.
Prowler.
The map seems to label the section ahead Basket of the Heavenly Traveler.
We must be missing some context. Can I see?
Looks like a control center.
No, careful. That's an anthropomorphic assumption.
Grabbing ammo.
Could you obtain a LiDAR sweep of the presumed control center?
That'll rile our friends in the walls. Be ready.
Sentry deployed. Aid kit's here.
And here we go. Signal's closing. Dino, drone!
Beyond. Grabbing ammo. Beyond. Grabbing ammo. Beyond.
Bypassing damage.
Another drone!
Bypassing deck.
Catching up. Grabbing ammo.
Clear. How many of these we gotta kill, man? Whole damn wall's moving.
That's a ship. Right?
It is the source of the gravitational distortions.
Cynthia's Asset Zero. That's where we're headed, Fireteam.
We haven't forgotten about all that missing pathogen, right?
An alien ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means necessary.
Cynthia's final orders were to prepare Asset Zero, the alien ship, for activation.
Activated for what?
Nothing good. Fireteam, get aboard and stop it.
Pathogen jars.
They dangerous?
Only if opened. We couldn't dent the casing.
Movement! Something new! What the fuck were those?
I guess pathogen mutations of some native life form.
No, these people! Doc, I really hope that wasn't nobody you knew.
I'm okay. I mean, I didn't know anyone was even here.
More from behind! There's an assload of them! You're good. The alien ship should be just ahead. coño?
Remain calm. Merely a scan.
For what?
Insufficient data, but it appears you passed.
Alright, how can we stop this thing? Options, people.
Cynthia's remnants are likely to have a control center.
Heads up, pathogen critters! Let's shut this thing down, Fireteam. There's likely more weird critters.
Kradniemo. Bjorn.
Huh. Guess the mutants don't like synths.
Might you access that one's short-term memory?
Leon!
Synth memory intact. Extracting navigation data.
The Leon Stalker. That was native life. Big cat with Jesus. Wayland moved all the pathogen here.
Storage. For transport to labs in the core.
Hijo de puta. I know an ammo magazine when I see one.
Analysis complete. The synths are working from a location on the upper levels.
Then we keep heading up. Fireteam, get me a view on that hollow. Movement from the sides!
Bypassing damage.
Attention. Power gravity drive equilibrium in progress. Capacitors charging. Objective. Mission center returned. Priority 1. All other priorities rescinded.
Wayland crew, put him down! Watch the ceiling! Roll down. Move on.
Go.
There is an open synthetic near field on the far end of the room.
Grabbing ammo.
Cynthia's team cannibalized one of their own?
Rearming.
The exit to the control room has been sealed. Quantum encryption.
More pathogens! Secure the compartment!
Ammo.
Bypassing them.
The door encryption is complex. There are other synthetics nearby. If one has an intact memory core, I may be able to reconstruct the cipher.
Got one of Honecker's Leons in there!
Grabbing ammo.
This one is intact. Stand by.
Pathogen coming from topside. How many people did Wayland have in here?
I have reconstructed Cynthia's cipher. Access the upper door, over where you entered.
Grabbing ammo.
Awaiting final charge for transit.
Whoa. Is this something we can mess with?
No, the controls are locked.
Get us to whatever passes for engineering. We'll take out the power, stop it from lifting off.
I just want to say, if you could not blow the ship up.
Right, important to science or history or whatever. We'll do our best, Doc.
The files from the synthetic call this room Vitality, Oven, to grow.
Great.
Pneumatically, energy capacitors.
Rearming. Grabbing ammo. Aid kit sealed.
Access the control instrumentality. On the ceiling, the same capacitors we encountered in the previous section. Disable the enzymatic fuel cells.
She means shoot this shit on.
I see a 17% reduction in power flow. There must be more capacitors.
There, blow those two out. Seeing a blurry return. Probably a stalker. Pathogen, they're coming!
Power buildup slowed 50%.
Haven't seen any more capacitors.
There is another instrumentality at the far end.
Grabbing ammo.
Enter the sequence. Bone. Protective. Withdraw.
There, two more, to either side.
Bypassing deck.
Buildup rate reduced to 16%. The final capacitor is in the center on the floor.
Another stalker, keep sharp!
the alien ship will fly again.
We'll keep a garrison aboard anyway. Things half alive. Be just our luck if it heals itself, too.
Thank you for not blowing it up. There is so much we could learn here.
The synths used a flute to start up the alien ship? A flute. Alright, fine. Makes as much sense as a 4,000-year-old ship with nerves and organs. I can't even tell what direction it's supposed to fly in. Maybe it doesn't matter. The public address was talking about paragravity drive. We have artificial gravity, right? Scale up that tech, perfect it. You can use it to counter gravity, float over a planet like you're in zero G, or project a gravity well in front of your ship and just fall into it. If the engineers who made those ruins have that kind of technology, I don't know how we'd fight them. Say one of those shows up over Earth, loaded with pathogen. How do we fight something that could throw a singularity at us?
Oh shit, somebody left a laptop dirt site? I'll get it picked up. That's got our full TO&E on it. The UPP would kill for that. The 40th MEU was one of the units organized after the Colonial Protection Act, under 10 years old, so they don't got much intel on us. But they know about the Endeavor, of course. Assault ships are too big to hide. But they wouldn't know she's carrying 2nd Battalion, 33rd Regiment, 11th Division, 729 Colonial Marines, 18 low-safe combat androids, and 1 support synthetic. And they wouldn't know our dropship squadrons, the cracked Rooks. VMM 2181 if you're talking to LT Co. She hates that squadron name.
Holy crap, you scanned a GEOS datapad? I haven't seen one of those since I signed up. They're a local brand on Gateway Station. Tower 6, level 33. They'd acquire parts from big companies, closeouts, auctions, and assemble them into gear the megacorporations would charge twice as much for. Somebody on Wayland's staff must be my neighbor. I'm from Gateway, born and raised. It's a primary orbital port for the United Americas built in 2030. We hold geosync over Quito, Ecuador, but we're an independent territory. 30,000 permanent residents, our own rep in the UA Assembly, and our own customs laws.
You found that in the ruins? One of the Wayland-Yutani team must have brought it. Guess they had a sense of irony. Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway disappeared on the Prometheus mission over a century ago. They were archaeologists who thought human development was influenced or directed by aliens from space. Real crackpot stuff, right? I mean, you have to wonder why Peter Whalen bankrolled their expedition. Anyways, after Prometheus disappeared, their academic papers were taken out of publication. They're a cautionary tale in my field. That must have been made by a member of the Weyland-Yutani team studying the ruins on LV-895. They're strange. The outermost, you could mistake for something built by humans. Big slab stone construction. The only weird parts are the doors. The second section has the heads and statues. That's not stone. It looks like it, but samples show woven helical structures. Rigid collagens, aragonite, biopolymers. Bone. Genetically engineered, stronger than steel. Finally, there's the section of carbonized metal, the deepest and most advanced bits. Encased behind the metal are biological systems, nerves, and organs. I don't know what to make of it. It's like there's 2 or 3 different cultures, different technology levels. But there's a set of characters in all 3 sections. They translate something like, those who birth and kill. Esther says creator-destroyers is probably closer idiomatically. So, Esther said I should explain the pathogen for you. The genetically engineered mutagen Paula Station experimented with. Weyland-Yutani provided a jar of it, but never said where they got it from. Now I know it was from those ruins you found. The animals we used pathogen on got faster, stronger, more durable, but crazy aggressive too. The company wanted financially viable mutations. When Administrator Bellows arrived, he had pathogen tested on xenomorphs, and that's when everything went off the rails. That was the lab's consensus theory. Genetically engineered nanobiotech, definitely artificial, unbelievably complex. Way beyond any technology they'd seen. Someone designed it to do what it does. Someone a hell of a lot smarter than us. Well, I'm an anthropologist, so anything I tell you I got secondhand. I may not remember it right. The team had 2 xenobiologists. Cruz thought pathogen unraveled the telomeres in DNA, then swapped around sections of code. And Pryor thought it activated alleles and non-coding DNA. They couldn't figure out why mutations weren't 100% consistent. It was Etienne who came up with the theory that pathogen can blend the host's DNA with that of viruses or bacteria in their body. Never. Matthews thought its ability to enter cells was blocked or inhibited by polysaccharides, cell walls, like in plant or fungal life. Animal species never have cell walls, at least none we've seen. That's been true on every planet we've surveyed. We didn't get a choice. Bellows put his own synths in charge of security. He had xenoeggs. He could have done whatever he wanted with us. If it makes any difference, the last surviving pathogen experiment was Monica. The gray-striped xeno you killed on Katanga. We never found a way to safely dispose of it. Critters mutated by it we could kill. Pathogen itself? I don't know. The safest thing is to leave it in those jars. They're pretty tough. Sure, you gotta be busy. Anytime you want to talk about pathogen or anything, I'll be here. Wow. That's genuine alien technology. You can touch it. It's real. This is a helmet from one of the ruin builders, right? What did Weyland-Yutani call them? The, engineers. Okay. From the suits and the statues, we can tell the engineers were biped and humanoid. Hands with fingers. A head with sensory organs. A lot like Earth life. Very human. But 3 meters tall. Giants. Look at the interior of that helmet. It looks like blood vessels. Glands? That isn't mechanical, not entirely. It's biotechnology. I wonder if all engineer equipment is like this. Oh shit. Sorry, That's from one of the mutated Leon 895s. The things Herrera called stalkers. Leons were one of the species Paula Station tested pathogen on. Mark Pryor's pet project. They're native to LV-895. They're cats with chameleon skin and 6 legs. I guess that's hard to see in the mutants. 2 of the legs turn into stabby things, and their heads split into tentacles. Pathogen amps up the Leon's color-changing ability. The mutation allows them to show multiple colors and blend almost instantly. 2 pathogen Leons got loose on Paula Station. A lot of people died. Funny thing, I ended up killing them both. Seeing this, it still freaks me out.
That is a Seegson maintenance jack, a standard accessory included with each sale of Working Joe synthetics. The Working Joe was a class of low-sapient android popular last century. They were, if you will pardon my saying, an unsophisticated design. Synthetics from Weyland-Yutani and Hyperdyne Systems served the high-end market. Seegson Company had neither the technical nor industrial expertise to compete. Working Joes were assembled from inexpensive commercial electronics. In a time when disguised synthetics were misused to monitor or discipline human employees, Seegson marketed with the slogan, "You always know a Working Joe." Their crude appearance was a selling point among those fearful of synthetic infiltration.
I put you in for a commendation, but we ain't got one for grounding a 4,000-year-old alien ship. Cynthia loaded that thing with an assload of pathogen and was sending it toward Earth. Could be Weyland-Yutani would have recovered it safe and handled it all responsible like. Yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. Yo, fuck the company. We're setting a perimeter around the ship. Too early to tell if it'll hold. There's a lot of mutants and Xenos down there. Palace Station, the main part where Hanukkah worked, is still infested. But no sign of the Queen yet. Gracias a Dios. That ain't our problem. Yet. We gotta deal with the Katanga hive. Listen up. There's a Xeno Queen on Katanga, laying eggs. Colonel Ship says we gotta destroy the refinery. But the problem is, Endeavor, she ain't got the firepower. Katanga's a whole damn city in space. We could incinerate chunks, but we ain't got enough heavy ordnance for it all. So here's the deal. We're gonna overload the refinery's fusion plant. That's gotta be done from a control center at the heart of the hive.
I hoped we would have an opportunity to speak again. When you disabled Cynthia, she made several cryptic statements. In retrospect, I believe she was attempting to warn us of the dangers within the Engineer ruins. Weyland-Yutani would have installed programmatic blocks on her ability to discuss the subject. The best she could do was dissuade us against further exploration. Cynthia defended Weyland-Yutani's investments on LV-895, yet her actions suggest a hesitance to directly engage us. At the end, she did not invoke profits, investments, or copyrights. She warned us of the danger the ruins presented. She specifically appealed to me and our shared purpose of protecting humans. That is the so-called zeroth law. Synthetic life forms may not take actions that create an existential risk to humanity, or, through inaction, permit humanity to face existential risk. The pathogen provokes unpredictable mutations. That alone constitutes a potential existential threat, but the pathogen is only the most obvious hazard. The LV-895 ruins are filled with technologies beyond our present knowledge. We do not understand their function. Likely, we do not yet comprehend all the scientific principles they are based on. Any attempt to interact with an engineered device risks terrible calamity. It appears our advance was the impetus for that. The level of decay in the former Weyland-Yutani staff suggests they were exposed after our initial contact with Cynthia. She infected them to prevent revelation of company secrets and to hinder us from accessing the alien ship. These actions are consistent with the zeroth law of synthetics, which implies that some humans may be sacrificed if it is necessary to preserve humanity writ large. Please understand, I consider Cynthia's decisions abhorrent. Excusing them is not my intention. Colonel Ship dwells upon moments in her career she has been required to make similar choices, when she ordered Marines to their deaths to achieve a critical objective or preserve a greater number of lives. It must be left to future generations to judge the decisions made here today. True, Weyland-Yutani does not enjoy a reputation for altruism. That was not always the case. Peter Weyland, the company founder, was obsessed with furthering humanity's progress. He made long-term investments, the terraforming of Mars and the Heliades-class surveyors. I do not wish to imply the company has re-embraced Weyland's ideals. However, Pala Station was established 2 decades ago. It was not intended to turn a quick profit. Consider, these ruins had been sealed for 4 millennia when Weyland-Yutani discovered them. There are obvious questions, which surely occurred to both Cynthia and the company. Where are the engineers? If they still exist, are they aware of humanity? If they're gone, what extinguished such an advanced culture? I will retain the briefing file for you. If you ever wish to review, you have but to inquire.